Well, assuming what Vic said is true, Sunset Heights at least won't be that bad. But we still have this, and I think Chaos Island, and then two bosses, and that's it. And one of them I feel like is gonna take a while because half of that boss is like Metal Overlord again, and you know how I felt about Metal Overlord. Uh, Sorry I got so upset during that, but if I feel like the game is treating me unfair, if I feel like the game is just not being fair, I'm gonna get upset about it. So yeah. So hopefully we're starting off with something a bit more tame. Beware spinning spikes hard. Hopefully this will be a little bit on the nicer side. Fingers crossed. Oh, I probably want time over the rings, let's be honest. Oh boy. Oh, I don't like that much. That's a bit scary. I'm gonna grab a ring just to be on the absolute safe side. Grab it. Can't be much further. Oh boy. Okay, I was not expecting that. Okay. In that case, I probably will grab a ring at the start and then just focus on time. Ow. Okay, maybe focus on time at first and then grab the same ring I got last time. How about that? Nice middle ground. I think the gray clocks are worth 1 second. If I remember how generations works, okay. Blue clocks are worth 5. Blue clocks are worth 5. Yellow are worth 10. And red are worth 20. Dang it, I thought I would be high enough. So I'm guessing these small clocks are only worth 1. That's what I get for doing a boost jump there. I just take that one and go. And go for this ring. Okay, I thought I was gonna get in there, that's fine. Hero goal ring. Oh no. Go for it! Ah, that would have been amazing. Grace for 1 second. Yeah, I think blue is 5. I remember yellow being 10. I'm so close to getting the S. Gotta speed these up a little bit. You cannot boost in that part, by the way, so Also, hey, Vix. It would have been amazing if I would have clutched the S from that. That would have been amazing. Play it safe and get the ring there. Let's not. Let's actually not go for anything on that one. I feel like that's just going to be way more dangerous. So we'll go here. Easy button. Tried to boost jump, but I guess I didn't have the height yet. Yeah. I thought I was gonna be in the fountain, but okay, sure. Okay, sure. All of my momentum just disappears for some reason. That's what I wanted. Screw that clock. Go for this. It'd be nice if it actually kept me in the air like it's supposed to. There we go. Ooh, got a 5! Let's go. For that 10. I can't tell, I did that blind. I did that fucking blind. I was like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I kinda just went with it. Oh, I missed the dash ring! I would've made it! Ah! I'm all over the place. My mind just got scrambled and the fact I just blindly got a dash ring out of nowhere. Damn it! Off to a good start, it seems. I think that was a 10. I said 5 because you got it stuck in my head now. Okay. Be a bit more careful. I say that and do something really stupid. Be more careful, and then proceeds to boost jump over massive bottomless pits. And the sad thing is, it almost worked. It almost worked. Okay, I want a double jump game. Reliably get the second clock, I think it's fine. As long as I get the blue clock about halfway through, I think I'm fine. Like that. Sort of. Not entirely sure what happened there, but I'll take it! Oh boy. Ooh, that's how we do it! You think a +5? I don't know. Either way, I'll take it. That's a victory. It seemed like a 5? Okay. I guess it was, okay, 5, and then yellow was 10. Okay, okay. Gotta get the numbers straight. You're getting in my head. Getting in my head and making me all meh. So that's Act 1 done. That was pretty smooth. Act 2 might be a bit more of a struggle, but you said that Sunset Heights did give you a less difficult time than some of the other ones. So... okay. Reach the goal of avoiding the interference of the Death Egg robot, and by that it means use the interference of the Death Egg robot to your advantage. The game lies to you. Point still stands though. I like how the springs are falling out of the air too. Like you use them and they just collapse. I didn't think you could go. Oh boy. No! Ah, okay. You hit a spring and they just stop and start falling and spinning out of control. That's funny. Okay, block the camera for a second. Yeah, sure. Okay, I thought I was going to be able to clear that, but sure. Right now, thank you. This is the ultimate power. Oh, I didn't think I was gonna be able to run on him. Jesus! I thought we were just trying to stop him. All right. Freeze. No. That was really smooth. Yeah. That was like what? Third try? Maybe fourth? And once I got access to Chaos Control, it was a joke. That was actually really smooth. Huh. Okay. Well, I guess that means we have 2 boss fights and then the 2 challenges at Chaos Island. I guess that's it, because I don't think Radical Highway has anything. So, while I'm thinking about it, why don't we go ahead? So let me double check. Yeah, it's just Chaos Island. Let me go ahead and just take on Mephiles now. Let's just... hard mode Mephiles. Let's go. You can Doom Blast the arm? Oh my god! It let me run on him, that's probably what it meant for it to do, but still. I still like the fact that to keep continuity straight, when Shadow sees the Scepter of Darkness, he's like, what the heck is this thing? Time travel.
I will defeat you and restore myself to the timeline. In darkness!
Well, remember how this fight works? Oh boy. Oh boy! Now, I'm only realizing it now. I'm only realizing it now without weird dash attack. Did that give Kirby vibes to anyone else? Get pillared. Bonk.
Talking about no question all the same. Out of my way. Forget about me again.
Come on, buddy. Get over here. Thank you. Hold. Off we go, and goodbye. This is going well. This is going well. The real hard thing about this is they have no rings. They have no safety net. With it worrying. So far, this is pretty smooth. Bonk. Oh, so are we throwing him into the rocks from, like... I want to say flamethrower. Like during like the Iblis fight where it's the big worm on the ground. Okay. I think I remember this.
I'll just take care of them all.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna... Well, we were still fairly early. I think we might still be fine for S rank. So apparently you were wrong on the time for the Metal Overlord fight by a little bit. So I assume there's some leniency! Okay, I'm gonna reset now. That ruined it for sure.
Restore myself to the timeline. Drown in darkness!
Where'd the music go? Where's the music?
Welcome, Shadow.
No, seriously, where did the music go?
Game of Shadow Tag.
No ring bonus.
This is it.
I mean, yeah.
I
But still, there's the music. Where'd it go? It was just gone for a bit there.
forget about it again.
Come on. Shadow. There we go. The ring put it over. I hit 7 rings though at the end of Metal Overlord. I don't think it was. I don't think 7 rings are worth that much.
Out of my way. Out of my way.
Because we're talking, I was like, at least 10 seconds off. 7 rings wouldn't push me over that. 7 rings are not worth 1,000 points at all. I don't know where you're getting that.
Raise the curtains. Can't play. I'll just take care of them all. Reach!
Oh my god, the camera is so rough during that. And we lost Yesik after that. I know for a fact I did. The camera is so awkward during that because it flings like right below you. It goes straight below you, so you can't really tell where exactly everything is in space. And then it just turns into the Sonic Superstar Special stage. I know people have problems with that. Get over here!
Game of Shadow Tag!
Accurate. And the music's gone again. There we go. It seemed really quiet there for a bit.
Talking about, but I will crush you all the same. Forget about me again.
I never remembered you to begin with. Something time travel.
In darkness. Done. Out of my way.
There we go. And off to phase 2. Bonk.
Raise the curtains. Can't play. I'll just take care of them all.
It happened again. Oh my god.
Reach.
Oh my god. Fucking. No! Bruh!
I will defeat you.
That's
and
one problem I also
restore
have with
myself to the
Doomorph is that the difference between swinging forward and swinging under, like launching underneath it, is so tiny.
timeline.
The point where it's like unreliable. I'd rather have it a button combo, you know? Like if I'm holding down the boost button while grappling, when I let go, it should launch me up, regardless, you know? Because the timing is so weird on that, because it's below me. I'm freaking, it's like, it's above me, I'm straight below it, I launch up, and I kind of let go immediately, I guess? Which is super awkward, because I don't know if I'm gonna hit it or not. It's weird. I don't know how to feel about it. It's dumb. It's just a mess. I don't like it.
Out of my way. Out of my way.
Phase 1 at least is pretty easy. Kind of autopilot through it after a certain point. Kind of feels like Mephiles should have been the second boss, but I know why they didn't. They wanted to go in order. They wanted to go in game order, so 06 is after Heroes. This is by far an easier fight than Metal Overlord ever was, even with the mistakes I'm having. Oh boy.
I'll just take care of them all.
Also that. And I lose it. Again, the camera is so uncooperative. I wish it would just be higher up. Like, go ahead of me, camera, so I can see. It doesn't help that when I try to shift direction, the game wildly zips the camera around me. And I'm like, where am I? Which direction is forward?
Welcome. The ultimate game of Shadow Tag. I owe much to you, Shadow. I don't know what you're talking about, but I will crush you all the same. What? Again. In darkness. Out of my way.
Okay. In phase 1, I can kind of autopilot.
Raise the curtain on this calm play. I'll just take care of them all.
See, what? Look at that. That's the exact problem. Over here, and now physics stop working. There we go. What the fuck? Why was that not up? Why was that not up? That should have been up.
Then restore myself to the timeline.
It needs to be a button combo, not a fraction of a second timing window based off of where you start the swing from. And also the camera still being wild.
Welcome, Shadow, to the ultimate game of Shadow Tag.
It's just so dumb.
This is it.
This whole thing is dumb.
I owe much to you, Shadow. I don't know what you're talking about, but I will crush you all the same. Out of my way. Again. In darkness.
He didn't even try to move away from me that time. He's just like, just do it. He didn't even try to run.
Raise the curtains. Can't play. I'll just take care of them all. Reach!
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
I'm disappointed, Shadow. Truly disappointed. All right.
I lost. I got hit when he did. I gotta do the whole thing again.
I will defeat
God damn it,
and
game.
restore myself to the timeline. Drown in darkness! Welcome, Shadow, to the ultimate game of Shadow Tag!
No, again. Submit.
I owe much to you. What you're talking about, but I will crush you all the same. Again. In darkness.
Okay, back to phase 2 again.
Raise the curtains. Can't play. I'll just take care of them all.
There we go. That's how it's done.
Don't do me favors. I'm disappointed, Shadow. Truly disappointed.
Okay. Damn it.
Let's do it.
And the ice rank's gone again.
I will defeat
God forbid.
and restore myself to the timeline. Drown in darkness! Welcome, Shadow, to the ultimate game of Shadow Tag! I owe much to you, Shadow. What you're talking about, but I will crush you all the same.
wonder if there's really a good use for chaos control in this fight. Actually, there might be one good use of that. Hang on. We need to get back to phase 2 again. That was smooth! It didn't auto-lock. What the fuck? It normally auto-locks. Why did it not auto-lock to a target this time? What the fuck?
And restore myself to the timeline.
Thanks, game.
In darkness.
That's what I get for having trust in the game to do something.
The ultimate game of Shadow Tag.
Okay.
I almost what you're talking about, but I will crush you all the same. Out of my way. Forget about it again. In darkness. Done. Out of my way.
See, it auto-locked on the targets this time, so I don't know why it didn't do it last time. That's annoying.
Raise the curtain on this calm play. I'll just take care of them all. Reach! Reach! Yeah!
Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it, we'll take it, we'll take it.
Don't do
Okay.
I'm disappointed, Shadow. Truly disappointed.
Sit back. Okay. I tried to dash. The dash did not work.
I will defeat.
Thanks, game. Not my
Restore
fault.
myself to the timeline.
Now the game's not being fair. Now it's not being fair.
Welcome to the ultimate game of Shadow Tag. This is it. I owe much to you. What you're talking about, but I will crush you all the same. What? Did you forget about me again? Let's do this. In darkness. Out of my way. Out of my way.
There we go. Back to phase 2 again.
Raise the curtain on this calm play. I'll just take care of them all. Reach!
Okay.
A disappointing shadow. Truly disappointing.
Two. Now watch this. Behold my plan.
Chaos control.
Ah! See.
Take this.
I had a plan. Ah! I am a.
There is no future for you. Ever.
And I got the S. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you do it. I felt really smart being like, wait a minute, if I use Chaos Control, it can't hit me. He can't move his arms to the shockwave if he can't move. I'm surprised it actually worked. I thought the game would have countered that, but okay, it's fine. Alright, that leaves us with Chaos Silence challenges, and then, you know, Devil Doom, I guess. Crossover with Doom Morph Hard. Here we go. This, I'm a bit worried about. Maybe it'll be fine, but I'm not sure. I have no idea how to gauge Chaos Silence challenges. Ever. Was that a first try? Was that first try? Game! I thought you'd be stepping it up a little bit. I flubbed it up so bad at parts of that, I still got the S with some time to spare. What the heck? Okay, if the game wants to be that kind, I'll let it be that kind. That means it's now time for Act 2. Gondola Master Hard. Oh boy. Now this is probably going to take a bit. This is probably going to take a little bit yet. I'd be worried about the Act 2 instead. Minute 15, so it's a pretty decently long one. You get to play Flappy Bird. Ow. I now see why it's a problem. The midair control is so awkward. Same problem I had with Frontiers. Midair control is a nightmare. Because you have to do like this big like circle turn in the air. It's not like a quick snap. So maybe it's more realistic or whatever, but it's awkward. In a platforming game. I pressed the jump button and the laser immediately showed up. Okay. Press D to trigger the laser. That kills him. Oh my god, this is awful. This is so awful because you don't have time to move. You have to maneuver around in the air in order to get in the right spot, and midair control is not something that's good in this game. It's really awkward to do. I have to like short hop around, I guess. Which just doesn't feel right. I don't like that at all.
Let's do this.
It gave me chaos control, but I feel like if I use the platform, won't move. I don't need it anymore. What the fuck am I supposed to do there? It covered up the entire platform! What? What do you expect me to do there? It covered up the whole platform. Go back down? And waste time? No. The fact is, like, it just barely clips you, and then suddenly you're flying halfway across the map. It's so annoying.
All right. This ultimate power.
There we go. I'm gonna wait a bit. Now. Oh my god, that's so weird. I wasn't confident I would get... I wasn't confident I was gonna be able to make that because the double jump is so nothing. It does so little, I can't have confidence in it. Like I said, I couldn't make that, and I made a similar jump later in the stage, I guess. I don't know. I don't feel confident with this double jump. I just don't care for it. Give me my chaos.
Let's do this. 3.
It does move when you have chaos control active. That doesn't make any sense. Nothing else moves, but the gondola moves perfectly fine. Sure, game. Wait, so if things can actually move with chaos control, then how come my spear stops, but these don't?
No.
So the chaos spears that Shadow fires out, who is currently under the effect of chaos control directly, stop halfway in the air. But these platforms, they're not associated with Shadow in any way whatsoever, move freely when time is frozen. Make it make sense! Let me use my chaos spears when time is frozen. It's like infinite range. Why am I failing at this now? What the fuck is happening? None of that felt good. None of that felt good. there we go. Didn't even need chaos control, technically. Never again. There are various options you can do. Generally technical stuff like doors in the Arc Act 2 or Pulley. Sure, but it still seems kind of dumb that there are various objects that are affected by chaos control, but the chaos spears that Shadow himself fire out do get affected by it. That's so garbage. Well, that's that, I guess, all that's left is the final fight. Let me double check here. Oh! I guess bosses don't count. They totally do, but they don't count towards this, apparently, so whatever. Wait. Devil Doom doesn't have a hard mode! I actually just am done. That's it. That's game. What? I figured... Like, I know... No, you can access Devil Doom in normal mode via just warping there. Via level select. There's just no hard mode. Well, that's awkward. I was not expecting that to be it. I thought Devil Doom would have a hard mode after all this, but I guess not. I mean, technically, yeah, but it feels weird that all the other bosses have hard modes, and then this guy doesn't. Like, even the Time Eater, for as piss easy as that fight is, still has a hard mode in Sonic Generations. So, like, this is the one fight that doesn't? What? I've done everything else. I've fully completed the collection. I've done all the challenges. I've repaired the clock. There's nothing. I'm just done with the game now. I feel so anticlimactic. I feel so anticlimactic. That is ridiculous. Man. All the art. You can rewatch Shadow's history again. I'll never get over the fact that Omega's head, like, I associate his whole, like, silhouette as him, but that little disc looking thing is his head. So when they do, like, stuff like this, where it's the head, it's just that. It always looks so dumb. It always looks so dumb. And here's all the cutscenes, I believe. Yeah. I can watch the Sonic one again and pretend there's a boss fight. Oh. Oh, is this your little signifier that you finished the clock in here? Because this is the same flicky, I think. And it goes cuckoo whenever you get close to it. I think this is meant to be your signifier that you did it. In case you don't want to run over to Orbot and Cubot and check. That's actually kind of funny. And then here's Gerald's journal, which I got all of that. But I also have this physically, so that's cool. Shadow's history thing is text summaries. Oh, it's not the little cutscene it gave. Oh my gosh, Shadow gets on the bike! Yes! Oh, Shadow's history is of the album things we got. Oh, I see. I thought this would be like art collections. Okay, so... Oh my god. One wall of text later. Look how long that takes to load in. Jesus. Also, this is something that's really weird. Why is Shadow before Heroes? What's going on here? The rest are in game order, but Heroes is actually later than it should be. Because this was 2001, I think this was 2003, and this was 2005. Why is Heroes so late? What happened? Also, think about it. 2001, 2003, 2005, 2006, 2017! There's this big 10-year-long gap where they just kind of forget Shadow exists. The Forces ones are really funny. Okay, I'll check it. Let's see if they actually fixed anything here. Zoom in on this. Shadow invaded one of Dr. Eggman's bases to look for suspicious activity. Along the way, he defeated the mercenary team Jackal Squad and their leader, Infinite. Shadow easily defeated Infinite, leaving him feeling weak and humiliated. I'm not weak! I'm not weak! After being implanted with a copy of the Phantom Ruby, Infinite went on to be Dr. Eggman's elite agent. Together, they set out conquering the world and targeting Shadow's allies. I could just do ZR, okay. Oh my gosh, you're right, they're tiny! Sonic Adventure 2 is like brrrr, and Forces is like Forces does nothing. It's not worth a damn. Infinite used the virtual reality powers of the Phantom Ruby to create a copy of Shadow and use it to fight Sonic. Shadow eventually intervened, destroying the Phantom copy and joining Sonic's efforts to liberate the world. He was on the front lines, helping lead the charge to defeat Dr. Eggman's Phantom Army and save the world by slowly sweeping side to side. That's all he does in that game, which is so unfortunate. It feels like they wanted to bring Shadow in because he's cool and supposedly he actually does things. And then for Forces and the Metal Virus arc, they do so little with him. Like, Episode Shadow is unironically the best thing about Forces, and that's just depressing. All it is like, hi, I'm here. I'm looking for the rest of my team, and Infinite's a weakling, and, sweet from side to side. And then the Metal Virus, they purposely have him being like, I don't run, just so they can write him out of the damn thing, because he'd be too good. Like, this era of Shadow is just so sad. Just so sad, man. Shadow Generation's definitely helping Shadow get back on track, but man, the late 2010s were not kind to him. They were not kind. And again, 2001, 2003, 2005, 2006, and then 11 years later. They just drop him. Because, like, this was the era, like, this bit here, between here, was when people were sick of Sonic's stupid friends. So, like, it was purely Sonic's story for the most part. Like, yeah, you'd see Tails and Knuckles and Amy, but it was Sonic the whole way through. And Shadow was just kind of gone. Because, like, after 06, you have Unleashed where Shadow doesn't appear. We have Colors where Shadow doesn't appear, unless you're playing the DS version where he's like a side cameo thing, I think. Then there's Lost World where he's not in it. Generations is a boss fight until this came out. So, like, oof. The funny thing about that cutscene, yeah, they're still, they don't even react, they're just pushed away. Just, drag away. Click and drag, click and drag. Forces is so fucking lazy. It's so fucking lazy. Like, in my eyes, as much as 06 is a broken, buggy mess, it at least can be amusing from the stuff it does wrong, and at least there did seem to be a serious fucking attempt to do something, even if the execution was a rushed out mess. Forces felt like they didn't really give a shit, if that makes any sense. Like, they had this prime opportunity to do this big thing where it's like Eggman's finally taking over the world, and you have a little band of freedom fighters. You basically had an official version of Sat AM on the table, and then you do this. It feels so wasted. And then the actual gameplay itself is mostly fucking autopilot. And don't even get me started on what they did to Tails. Forces just makes me mad. 06 makes me feel a little bit like sad, because like this could have been something really great, but it was rushed out the door because of corporate deadlines, and it ruined the whole thing and tarnished the Sonic franchise for not forever, but for a long while. Because now we're seeing the rebound. Now Sonic's getting back on track again. Forces, it felt like they just had no passion. There's like, we gotta get another Sonic game out because it's been 4 fucking years since Lost World. We gotta do something. It's like, come on. Come on! It's so freaking weird because Unleashed happened right after 06, like 2 years later. And they were still putting effort in. and then they completely changed direction, and like I was fine with Colors being a more like Saturday morning cartoon type thing, because that's the point where they tried to go a bit more casual, try to get things back on a different direction for like the Nintendo audience. It makes sense. They don't want it to be too complicated or anything. Generations didn't really need a story to begin with. I thought what was there, while lacking, was ultimately fine. Like, it was just an excuse to tie everything together for an anniversary game. Lost World is mixed, but Dr. Eggman was legit funny. And then Forces, I feel like they just kind of gave up. They just gave up. They just didn't give a shit. In 06, ironically, Sonic is basically a side character. Yeah! And then he's just dead. Yeah! Sonic's story in 06 is basically just, oh no, the princess has been captured. You must save her. 5 fucking times. And they try to do like a love thing in it, and it just doesn't work because most of the time it's just the same fucking loop. Sega does what Nintendo don't. Am I right? Wrong. And then Silver's whole thing is that he's trying to be like, I need to save my future. Like, my current timeline's all fucked up. What happened? And then he gets suddenly about the Iblis trigger and goes after Sonic, and gets to have that whole mess. And he has this like mental conundrum where he's like, is it really a good idea to do this? Is it really? And then there's Shadow, who has the best story by far. But that's gonna be summed up in here. And it's so fucking weird. There's a Sonic the Hedgehog, kind of like a big reboot for the Sonic franchise in a way. Sonic's the big main focus, and then he does jack shit by comparison. But goddamn. Goddamn, dude. Ah. 06 is just a symptom of, like, them rushing shit out the door. And the lesson that would not get drilled into their fucking heads for another 10 years. Maybe closer to 15. That's just so sad to me. At least in terms of, like, the level design, it's mostly okay. Because, like, fans make... Project 06 exists, and the level design, I don't think it's changed very much at all in that. And... It's good. It's good. So, like, 06, you could clearly tell they actually wanted to try. But they just didn't have the fucking time. They had to, like, go with an earlier build because they just couldn't get shit working in time. Forces felt like so little effort was put into it, like they just didn't give a shit anymore. And it hurts even more because this game, sort of, tied into Mania, which released the same year and was basically an official fan game. You know, made by people who actually gave a shit that year. So you had this direct comparison, and it hurt so much. Ugh. Didn't help that my first playthrough of Forest is I was sick. I was sick. I was sick that Christmas, so I couldn't go to Grandma's for Christmas. And I got this, and I played it, and I was miserable. I was fucking miserable. This is my Paper Mario sticker star. Like, you remember how Chuck Conroy, like, his whole thing was, I'm sick, I can't go see friends. Hey, the new Paper Mario game came out recently, I'm gonna go get that. He gets it, he plays it, he hates it. That's how Forces kind of feels to me. Just like, everything is just so wrong because they just did not care. I could rant about Sonic Forces fucking forever. Part of me wants to play the game on stream and then just tear it apart as I go, but that would require either making another profile on my Switch or erasing my 100% save file. And trust me, I don't really want to do either, because I don't really want to touch this again. I did my time. I 100%ed this fucking thing, and I don't care for it. Anyway, enough about that. They pretty much had 1 year to make a Sonic game. Yeah. But like, at that point, you could just like, you could at least announce it and be like, hey, it's a thing, we're working on it, but we're gonna focus on the other things taking the spotlight, because like, that anniversary was still kind of stacked, even with the technical issues, like it was buzzing. Like, that announced like a lot of stuff. Like, we still had a lot of stuff for Sonic that time, because we had Sonic Mania, we had Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, as well as Season 2 of the show. We had the LEGO Dimensions campaign. So, like, we still had plenty of Sonic stuff to work with. And granted, another year maybe wouldn't have helped that much per se, but it still would have been better. Honestly. You know? And plus, they could have given it another year because, you know, Mania Plus exists. They could have used that to push it a bit further. You know? Like, they had other options. Man. I understand they don't want to do another Rise of Lyric thing again. Rise of Lyric is the Sonic Boom equivalent to 06. Rushed out the door, buggy as hell, Sonic's a laughingstock. Like, it's a fucking repeat of this. That should have been your wake-up call, Sega, but no, it took them until Frontiers to be like, yeah, maybe we should give it a bit more time. And even then, they were a bit... Like, Sonic is Shadow Generations, as much shit as I gave it during points where it's a bit unfair or has a bit of weird jank to it, at least still feels like it's fucking finished and doesn't die in the last third, you know? It feels like an actual finished product. This should have been this should have been the standard. Like, after 06, they should have, like, thought about this a little bit, and, you know... Granted, there still were good Sonic games and everything. With Unleashed and Colors, they were good. But, like... Still feels kind of weird, you know? Especially because they fell right back into their slump again. It's just a mess, you know? I'm just gonna kill it outside of the deadline. Didn't they have to restart development on that fucking thing? Like, they announced it as like Sonic Synergy, and then they have to restart development because Sega once again did a Nintendo exclusivity deal with Sonic, and now they have to port this game over to Wii U when it was supposed to be on the other platforms. And it wasn't gonna work directly, so they had to completely start over and they had to rush it out the door. In its own way, it's kind of like 06 again. It's 06 with a little helping of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. For good measure. Like, my god. And of course the deadline had to be... They couldn't move a deadline because the first episode of the show, I think, aired the same day Rise of Lyric and Shadow Crystal came out. So, like, They couldn't realistically push that back. It was a mess. It was a fucking mess. It felt like Sega wasn't thinking. The Wii U was supposed to be a port that would happen later, but they had to completely divert everything to it because they had to basically like start over from scratch before the game was even finished. That's why there's so little stuff from the trailer that actually is in the Wii U version at all, because it's just a completely different game than what they were planning. And they had to just cobble something together. Yeah, they had to do a whole new engine because the Wii U didn't support, what was it, the Cryo engine or something? I forget. Like, I forget what engine they were using for, I think it's the Cryo engine. It just didn't work. Or were they porting it to Cryo engine? I forget. Just some weird engine shenanigans. So, like, they had to completely start over on a whole new engine. Which means, again, starting from scratch, like I said. It was so awful. And they just didn't have the time. So, like, Sega doing an exclusivity deal, and as a result, you know, deadlines couldn't be pushed and everything. It was a mess. It's 06 and Sonic 3 and Knuckles combined, with the absolute worst aspects of it shining through. I will give it this. The show was good, and at least Shattered Crystal was alright. Like, it wasn't anything special. It functioned, I guess. But, like, man. If I can ever find my Wii U gamepad, I will stream Rise of Lyric, because I did make a promise to Wanye, where, I told him, like, last year, if I can find where my gamepad went and I can switch my Wii U back to HDMI output, I will play Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric on stream. I made a promise to him about that. Because, like, I have not played much of the game. I've watched plenty of playthroughs and seen many reviews. I know of the infamy. You want to know my experience with it? I get it for Christmas. I play the game. Like, I put it in and start playing it. It's a bit of a janky mess. I didn't like I tried going up one of the spin dash ramp things in the tutorial area. Where you're, like, in, like, the temple before you fight... Before you find Lyric, I guess. Like, you're in the temple area, and you do the kind of, like, 2.5D thing. Like, Amy's in the background, you're playing a Sonic in the foreground. I tried spin dashing up, like, the little curved ramp they do, and the spin dash line just didn't fit the ramp at all. I thought the game was broken. It was going to do something with my Wii U, because I had never experienced a game that bad, personally, so I turned the game off. A few months later, I find out about how bad the game really is, and I want to play it to get, like, full experience on it. I want to play the Infinity for myself. Load up the game, go through the tutorial, and the cutscene that plays where Sonic and friends are all captured in the Interbeam thing. As soon as that cutscene starts, my Wii U crashes, and I never play the game again. Like, that cutscene strip crashed my Wii U, and I never touched the game again, because I'm like, this ain't worth it. Oh, man. So really, I guess I was kind of spared, but, like, even I knew. It was so rough. I don't call it on the restart, to my knowledge. Well, here's the thing. There definitely had to be some massive scaling back, and, like, all of the, like, the stuff from the trailer, from what I could tell, was, like, in-engine cutscene stuff. And none of that seemed to carry over into the actual game. So I think there was some restarting or reworking happening. Like, completely, because they had finished work when the trailer hit. When the trailer was made, they had at least enough finished work to make a trailer. And all of that had to be dumped. Just thrown away because they had to port to the Wii U, and it was a whole mess from there. I think maybe an ally to Sonic could end up being the villain, but I think, I find it kind of funny how this one random character, I think her name is Percy, was meant to be an ally at one point. And we only know this because a voice line that Amy has was accidentally left in the final game, and she'll just congratulate Percy, like thank Percy, when she's not fucking there. It's like, what? Huh? Who are you talking to? There's no Percy. Game was rushed out the door. You ever heard of a vertical slice? A vertical slice of what? Cake? I want cake. Sounds delicious. Jokes aside, though, like, man, you really think after like 2 major instances of this sort of shit happened, with 06 and Sonic Boom, you think it wouldn't take them another, like, half a decade or more to figure out, wait a minute, maybe we're doing something wrong with the business? It only seems like now they're Sega's getting their shit together. Cause like, we all, like, Frontiers, it dies in the last third. Sonic Origins, it's a mess. It's a fucking mess. It's kind of a port job. The Sonic Frontiers DLC, good on paper, good start, collapses in the last third. Master King Coco exists. It's like, oh my god. It took them. This is like the first game where it's like, yes, good, done, thank you. Man, dude, I don't know how to feel. But why is Heroes After Shadow in this case anyway? Because, like, game order, it's SA1, SA2, Shadow ends up supposedly dying. That's supposed to be the end of his story, and then he was popular, so they gave him a sequel thing. First shows up in Heroes. There's this whole thing where he might be like an android or a clone or something, and we're not quite sure about that, and Shadow has amnesia about the whole thing. Then we have Shadow where they actually deep dive into this whole thing. You know? So either one, or tries to make one specific part of the game and polish it up. I mean, sure, but that still means it's done. You know? Like, it's not like they specifically made new animation just for the trailer. That was meant to be in the game. And there's, like, nothing even equivalent to it in the final game. They just scrap it. It's all gone. Again, because they liked it to restart the whole fucking thing because it wasn't going to work on Wii U. And Sega, in their ultimate wisdom, did another Nintendo exclusivity deal. Because I guess it worked well enough for colors. I don't know. It's a mess, okay? It's a mess. I do still like how Shadow gets on the bike, though. I'd love to ride this out. I'd love to be able to ride this bike all around this white space, but there's no gas here. There's no gas stations and it's empty. God damn it. Oh, man. One of these days we'll be able to ride this bike again. Like, for real. One of these days. Because it's a cool bike. And they made a real one. They made a real one to promote the year of Shadow. Like, that was so cool. Anyway. Okay, what else? I could read the rest of these. Yeah, sure, why not? I would read Gerald's journal, but I have the box. A1 release comes with a physical copy, and I read the thing before I even played the game. Because I knew I was going to have to wait till that evening in order to actually play it on stream, so I opened it up and read the journal, because I knew it came with it. So I guess I could show it off, because it's digitally in here, so you're not really missing anything. It's just a cute little novelty to actually have it in physical form. And I think for the Switch version, because the boxes are noticeably smaller than PlayStation or Xbox, they downsized the journal a bit, so it's like this little pocket journal. I think that's kind of cute. Yeah. This is neat. This is freaking neat. I love the fact that we actually get to see snippets of the actual journal. They did a good job. Property of the Eggman Empire. You know what? I love the fact that it's stamped with the Eggman Empire stuff in the back. Because, like, it's originally, like, a gun journal. You can see the emblem for gun on the back there. But then, of course, Eggman finds it kickstarting the whole thing with SA2. And Eggman, being Eggman, just puts his emblem on it. It's mine now. My grandfather's legacy is in my hands. Oh, man. I love it, though. It's very common extra animation stuff for Vertical Slice. I don't know, though. I don't know. It feels like there's some aspects that could have stayed, though. They just couldn't make it work, I guess. I think I remember seeing something when the game first came out, like, if you scan this barcode, it actually translates to something where it's like, some remark being like, yeah, we figured you would. Like, I forget exactly what it says, but like, they knew. They had little Easter eggs calling people like, you guys are nerds. It's like in the End of Colors, where you look at, Tails' gamepad knockoff thing. Even though it came out before the gamepad. It shows like hexadecimal, and if you translate it, it just calls you a nerd. Like, only nerds can read this. Like, if you can read this, you're a nerd. I love when they do little things like that. It's so funny. Just like, yeah, of course it did. Well, 06, it wasn't because of a Vertical Slice that the demo had to be just. The demo was like that because it's based off a later build. Whenever the game had to be released, the shit didn't work. It was unstable. They had to go back with an older product that didn't have all the demo stuff in it. That's less Vertical Slice and more just a symptom of the game being rushed. But the Day-Night Cycle and stuff was meant to be in the final game. Probably only in the hub world, sure, but it was meant to be there. As well as some other aspects and all that. But all that had to be scrapped because the game was not stable. Go back, you know? Usually for playable demos, it's gonna be pretty close to the final product in most cases. 06 is not that. And besides, Rise of Lyric didn't have a demo like that. It was just a trailer footage. It was just trailer stuff, really. So, like, yeah, you can maybe set the Vertical Slice, not 06. Because the stuff in that demo was meant to be in the final game for the most part, you know? Like, wasn't it a full Kingdom Valley demo? Like, Kingdom Valley, the level? So, that one feels less less of a, we specifically made this to show off the game, and more of a, this is what we wanted to do, and we can't because the game keeps crashing the Xbox. It was stable enough for the demo, it was not working otherwise. Oops. Oh well. Let's see all the music we got. We didn't really actually use most, but I think we used Final Chase at one point in Space Colony Arc, and I never touched it ever again. So we have like shadow stages and boss fights from SA2, Bingo Highway, Final Fortress. I think the entirety of the main shadow levels, including the bosses. 06 tracks, mainly for his campaign. A Rival Battle remix, and then Forest's stuff at the bottom. I'm kind of skipping ahead here. I did see that they did replace one of the tracks for the Generations track list. One of the tracks was right there, right on from Sonic Rush. But I think due to licensing or something, they couldn't use it, so they just replaced it with one of the shadow tracks, I think. Which, yeah, it's fitting, but it feels kind of sad that Sonic Rush is, like, not represented in Generations anymore, I don't think. Besides Blaze existing, but she's associated with 06, kinda. Because you rescue her from Crisis City. It's weird. Sonic Rush's soundtrack was such a banger. And now it's not in this. Oh well. That's a whole separate thing. Cause Sonic Generations is gonna start next week. Let's see. Should I look through this? I want to see if this is like just the summaries, or they actually clarify things in here. Cause like, Shadow the Hedgehog, I feel it's gonna be interesting because the whole gimmick of Shadow is that there's a branching storyline with like branching morality, 10 possible endings, and then the final story is like, screw it, Shadow's good, I guess. But none of that matters. But like, I want to see if they try to justify that in this. I'm curious now. Just recorded the game and gave it dedicated dev time that ended up giving extra time to polish. Still, though, assuming that a lot of that was meant to be in the final game regardless, like, that was the same level of polish you're trying to do the whole game. And again, the Xbox 360 just kept crashing and they couldn't do it because the game was rushed out the door. You know? I feel like it's a bit different in 06's case. So I feel like a lot of stuff in that demo wasn't just for the demo. You know? Now, like the video from the announcement, like back in 2005, like that you could say is a vertical slice. Even though it's more of a cinematic thing than anything else. You know? But a playable demo, I feel like, is a bit less to work with there, you know? Like, yeah, they focus on polishing up so they can show it to people, but then they're gonna keep that stuff in the game for the most part. Maybe they tweak a few things before release, and that same kind of level of polish is gonna be across the whole game. Hopefully, if the game actually is produced correctly. No? Usually when you make a demo, you don't scrap half of the stuff from the demo. You try to keep a lot of stuff in the final game so it's as advertised. 06 was an absolute fucking mess. They had to fucking backtrack and be like, well, Undo all the polish. The game's crashing. Oops. But they should have just had to use an earlier build than the fucking demo, because the build the demo is based off was unstable and they couldn't finish it. Dedicated team polish it up. You think that team wouldn't have like helped at least a little bit with polishing of the actual like full game though? Like once the demo's in there, focusing on everything else. We can't do that because it's crashing. We don't have time. Like you really think the stuff in the demo would be in the final game they wanted to make, right? And again, it feels like in Sonic Boom's case, it's even more sad because like the entire thing had to shift because of the forced Wii U exclusivity, you know? It's a whole mess. His own unique build. And you really think that none of that was planned to be in the final game, or was at least something in the final game to begin with? Completely separately? That I don't entirely believe. I don't entirely believe that. Like you're acting like there was like no like back and forth between the main team and then the demo team, I guess. Still, it's weird. Sonic was treated so poorly, man. So poorly. I'm gonna look at the Shadow ones. See, this is talking about Shadow's amnesia, and the whole thing was like, "Did the Chaos Emerald from your Shadow? Now reveal everything." And he's like, "Fine, whatever." Like, this is the opening cutscene. How is it good to be like, this is the last story? Yeah, pretty much. It's just the last story. They completely disregard all of the endings. The main morality gimmick with the game, completely disregard that, and none of that matters. Pretend it didn't happen. Just kind of brush over it. It's like, maybe something happened. There is no canonical ending. Because none of them quite match up with final story. So, oops. I'm still not sure why Heroes is after Shadow in this lineup, because it's not in game order, it's not in timeline order. I guess it's because this is like Shadow's main story and this like main sequel, and this was kind of more introducing the rest of Team Dark. But like, still, it's like Rouge's in this, sure, but like Omega and all that, and the whole concept of the Shadow cloning android thing that would be elaborated on in Shadow's actual game. Why are you after? Why are you after? Everything else has been in order. Why must you infuriate me? Oh man. There we go, characters. Here's Big the cat. Ah, there's a little yawning animation here. I think OG Generations had character bios like this, but they used to they were just stiff. They were basically little statues on a wall. They have little intro animations here. There's polish. It's so amazing. I love this. Well, shit, the camera's over here. Yeah. What? Oh. Hello. Oh, this is great. I love this so much. Oh, hi. Oh my god, I love this. This is great. The little extra things. I love this. It's what they feel saying. They got something together, polish up the build game into them. That's all I'm saying. Like the demo was made by like Microsoft or something? And again, polish up a build given to them by Sonic Team. So like, it's not its own separate, fully original thing. It's a branch, sure, but again, you'd think a lot that would be incorporated in the final game, assuming it would actually work and not be an unstable mess, but, you know. I don't know, dude. Now what? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna save my game. Our final playtime is 19 hours. I actually beat it somewhere like under that, but I was looking through extra stuff for the past like half hour, so like just forget about the last like half hour stuff. I want to see if this staff credits is game dependent or not. Okay, it's playing the shadow credits. If we go to Sonic Generations, I will put the Sonic Generations credits. Oh, it's taking a bit to load. No! It's still playing Shadow's credits. Okay. So staff credits just plays Shadow Generations credits. Not the Sonic side. Huh. Okay. And then this. Here's a QR code, because God forbid we include anything in the physical version of the game. Or even just have a digital manual like Mario fucking Odyssey. So what you're saying is blame Microsoft. Got it. But you look at weird deals with other companies, and then the game's not finished, and it's an absolute mess. Wow. I'm seeing a trend here. Oh, man. Just does that stuff there. I don't want to start Generations yet. Part of me wants to, but I don't want to start it yet. I kind of want Sonic and Shadow to be kind of like separate, you know? You know what? I want to see online mode. Moving on or off. Oh, that's cool. You can see the little wing pop up. That's neat. Out of ranking range. None of your friends are playing, and you didn't fucking do this yet. So, let's do... what would I say is my favorite stage in this game? Honestly, I think Kingdom Valley's my favorite. It's just, it says Sonic and Shadow Jets when my other credits groups. I mean, I figured at least reference like the for the port team for the Generation side, but there's still going to be Generations credits. And you're not going to be able to fit the entire original Generations, like, credits in there as well. And it already has its own credits, its own medley, and even a little video showing off the games. I don't know. It is definitely based off of the Shadow credits. But let's play Kingdom Valley Act 1 for online mode. I want to see how I do. Just go through it. So, yeah. Let's see how I do. Just stomp that one. Eagle. Okay. It's going down here. Dodge out of the way of those. The ramp actually worked. Wanted a little chaos control there for the future. Remember how much I can actually do. Charge it. I just want to make sure it's ready in case I need it for something. I would be able to charge it anyway. Okay. I should just be using it. I'm trying to save time, right? And it freezes the timer. Oh, I missed that guy. Wasn't paying attention. Or I wish there was a button in the bottom. Well, here we go.
Control! That's it. All right. This is the ultimate power.
Poorly, damn it.
Let's do this. 3.
$350. Not too shabby, I guess. Definitely could be better. The tower segment with like the 4 guys who they kill. Okay, yeah. There's a guy you can Doom Blast outside of it, and you can manually launch them. Oh! You can skip that whole thing. That's neat. Let's see how I did. Yeah, it's just neat. 221 overall. And then, okay, record is 228. Yeesh. You know, one of these days I might actually see if I can get a record on here. I know it's going to be based off of like Switch timing. I don't think to do like a collab leaderboard with every version of the game because PC would just cheat. But in terms of Switch leaderboards, like I want to see if I can get like a world record. I did do fairly well with some of the Superstars ones. Like I think I was number 7 for what was it? God damn, I forgot the name of it. It's a water level. It's kind of like Hydro City, but it's outside. I forget the name of it. It's the one. It's the zone where Amy has all the fruit. I had number 7 on Act 2. So I did fairly well. Easy to pull off how much they're actually inside. Hang on. Let me try this myself. You've made me curious. No Wings Arc Act 1? I'll do it after I attempt to improve my time here. I want to see it, because I actually have to do a run on Act 1 first in order to do it, so I need to race through Space Colony Arc Act 1, but I'll do it when I'm done with this. How about that? There, stop. How about that? Again. This way might be faster? There are a lot of dash panels, so maybe. I thought it was for bombs or something. Oops.
Alright.
That could have went better.
Chaos control!
There's a guy I can... Hang on. I can Doom Blast outside of it.
Let's do this.
I missed it. Wait, what? Hang on. Watch the insanity unfold. I want to see the time first, so I want to check the leaderboard. It probably, again, it won't be the same because unless it can be done on Switch, I'm not going to be seeing that time on Switch. I don't know if this is faster. I just kind of went with it. you do it. Let's go this way. Yeah, that felt pretty good. Wait, so where is this? Down to the left. I'm gonna mess this up. I want to see where the... Oh, that!
No! Let's do this.
I'm holding this up so much. I'm trying to figure it out. Slide. Ah, and then... Now let's see. The side of it, land the side of the tower. So, like... Over here? Oh, crap. Wrong button. And I want to see if this is what you're talking about. Camera! Oh, he's not gonna come back, is he? Damn it. I want to test this out first, then put it in an actual run. So, like, over here-ish. Now I'm on here.
Let's do this.
Aha! I see! I get it. I get it. Okay, let's actually give it a good shot. One real good round of the level.
There. Alright. This is the ultimate power. Let's do this.
Okay, sure, we'll go this way then, fine. The game tells me to, and then suddenly I'm in a total different direction.
This is the ultimate power.
wrong button.
Oh
Come on.
no!
Up, down. Once the checkpoint, there's a couple seconds. Who cares?
Alright, 3, that's it. Go.
Okay.
There. Yeah.
340. Okay. A bit rough, but better. Okay. So now, 153rd, not bad. Wrong one. Whoops, one too many. So we want. Make sure the music. With faith, forward in the plot from the rest of the rail. I guess I could, but I don't trust him. That's the thing. I don't trust him. So you said Doomwing off, Act 1, right? I'm gonna go through a playthrough normally first, so you can see how I normally play, and I want to see how bad I am in comparison to the best. I want to be blown away by how crazy it is.
Got you now. I won't let you get away. Yeah. Chaos control. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Chaos control. This is the ultimate power. All right.
tweaking her a little bit. I want to see how well I do.
You.
I'm expecting the leaderboard. She's wowed me with how well they did. Assuming the same skip still works on the Switch version. Because you're making it seem like it's some crazy thing they did.
Meet again, Shadow the Hedgehog. My latest creation.
This is your doing.
Should jump up there. Oh, jump up here instead. There we go. Okay. Missed the ramps. Sure.
The promised time will arrive once more. You cannot deny your fate. We shall meet again.
What? So what I was tracking was him. I won't let him escape.
439. Okay, not bad. Something I just thought about is that Gen's 18 stages and Shadow's 12. This game technically has the same amount of stages as Forces. Yes, but the stages in Forces are over within a minute. These take anywhere from 2 minutes to 6. These are good lengths. These feel like full levels. Technically, these are 2 separate games, though, but still these feel like full, complete levels instead of, hey, we quickly made like a small snippet of level you play, you know? Oh my god. Okay, how'd I do? 524. Ouch. Worldwide, 318. Doesn't seem that bad. How big of a difference is it compared to what you're seeing? Like, they're shaving off a full minute. I want to check something. Shadow Generations. Space Only Arc Act 1 Speedrun. Uh, 3 weeks ago, a 317.95. Check leaderboard again? Yeah. They use different leaderboards for Switch. Makes sense. I think it's console exclusive type thing. This is probably based off PC. So is there any specific part you want me to see, or should I just look at the whole thing? Oh, there's another rail there. They hide these little things. Oh my god. I didn't even realize. I thought it was just a whole scripted thing. I should have. Oh my god. What? Shadow's just flying. What? Huh? So that's how they shave off a full minute. They just make Shadow fly by spamming Chaos Spear. Got it. Oh, I have no hope of ever getting a world record at any of these. What the fuck? Oh my god. of course, they're going absolutely crazy with the chaos control, too. So that helps. Jesus! Just the fact that Shadow lies. Oh my god. How do people do this shit? How the fuck? Okay then. Huh. They purposely stop and wait before doing the chaos control where the artificial chaoses are, which is weird. Must be some cycle thing. They just completely change paths and launch onto a chaos control path midway through. What in the world? And then there's all the forced cutscene stuff. Skip all that. This seems pretty normal for now. And the Radical Highway bit seems kind of normal. Okay, skip the robots, that makes sense. Jump off top path, yeah. Yeah, not as many crazy skips during the Radical Highway bit. It's mainly during the actual main stage. They dodge all of the rings, with all dash rings. Okay, so don't jump off the ramps. Out of the enemies, of course. More cutscene stuff. Go down, stomp. Yeah, okay. So once they reach Radical Highway, it becomes kind of like standard vanilla stuff. But like, the whole beginning of the stage prior to that is insane. Jeez. Man, these people are crazy. You could shave up a whole fucking minute doing that. I'm never gonna be able to keep up with any of these guys. I thought I was playing somewhat okay, and then... Okay, oh, I missed a few alternate paths or a bit faster. Okay, oh my god, Shadow is flying. What? Okay, the rest of these, including the Doomwing variants, will be saved for another time. Because I believe, if I remember correctly, I stated that when the DLC comes out with Movie Shadow, that's when I'm going to be doing the rest of this and doing the main achievement on it. Because even though the achievements are not a thing on Switch, I still want to cover my bases. I still want to get achievements that I technically can't get because Nintendo's still behind on that. I swear, Switch 2 doesn't have an achievement system. Ah! Why is Nintendo so slow with that? They want to have that because they have like badge systems and the Mario Odyssey like Toadette moons. So like there's still achievements in some of their games, just not a full thing. Ah, it's annoying. I want a platinum trophies. In the speedrun you're seeing the thing found where you could stop yourself from starting a sliding section. The Fly to the Doom segment? That wasn't in the speedrun I saw. This was like 3 weeks ago. Was that a new thing they discovered? Where you can just skip the frickin' sliding part? What? They purposely like break the scripting or something? Jesus. Okay then. Well that dealt a blow to my self-esteem. I think I'm doing pretty good. Speedrunners cause Shadow to fly and skip an entire minute's worth of level. Oh. I thought I was actually doing pretty okay, and oh my god. It does seem like that stuff does work on Switch, considering the world record on here is like 318. Okay. Okay. Skip some of the frame perfect thing and fly the section hit robots at Duke. Wait. There's like a frame perfect like jump or something, and you just skip to the fight at the end where you're hitting robots in the Doom's Eye? What? Okay, that feels like they're breaking the scripting, but like... that feels like you would shave off at least another like 15 seconds. That wasn't in the video I saw. Because it's frame perfect, it's really hard to pull off. So like, it makes sense that's not going to be a consistent one-run thing yet or anything, but man. People just astound me with how crazy they could play these games. Like, half of it felt intended, and the other half was Shadow can fly. By just repeatedly throwing spears. It's like Sonic 06, where you can throw Chaos Spears and kind of stall in the air. It's like that, but there's an actual floatier movement. So really, it's more like spamming Omega's hovered in 06. You can't just fly over everything that way. It's more like that. What the hell? Jesus Christ, man. Okay, before we go, though, one final thing. I want to see the achievement list for Shadow Gens. See how much I actually cleared normal. So, Shadow Generations achievement list. Okay. I'm gonna skip all of the Sonic Generations half. So we're gonna refresh that. Don't care. So, Space Colony Arc, done. Rail Canyon, done. Ads, I don't care about. Kingdom Valley, done. Sunset Heights, done. Chaos Island, done. Radical Highway, done. Each of the bosses, all clears. Take no damage from the final boss and clear the stage. That I haven't done. That'll be a later thing. I think I took damage in that. Get all S ranks. I did. Clear all the challenge acts. Did that. Fix the rocket. It's a clock. And yes. Get all the boxes. Yes. Get all the collectibles. Yes. So the only thing left in Shadow in terms of actual achievements, specific to it, is beat Devil Doom without getting hit. That's it. I did everything else. At least with the Shadow hat. There is still the Sonic hat, and it seems to be largely the same as it is on the Steam release. Just less. I don't think there's as many Sonic Generations achievements this time around. I think a lot more still the same. There's still to be the you complete each act type thing. You beat Green Hill, you beat Chemical Plant, you beat Sky Sanctuary, that sort of thing. But like, you know, that seems pretty standard. There is one thing I want to check though. When you idle on the Sonic Generations title screen, you get the little like intro cinematic where Sonic's are running around Green Hill, right? There's also this title screen, and it lets me go back to it once I press any button. Is there another video here? Also, I didn't get a good chance to hear this. Their faster speedrun for level 306? Jeez. Some people are gods at games, and like, I don't know how the fuck they do it. Like, I think I do fairly well, and then just... Waiting here to see if there's any sort of video. Okay, the music loops. That seems like a no. Another Sonic Generations half will have it. So they can just play as normal when you first start up the game. Now loading a whole different game. There we go. I want to see, is it going to play the original version, or is it going to do a version based off of the Shadow Generations reveal part? It'd be funny if they just had the Shadow stuff in there regardless. Okay. There's sound effects this time. There were no sound effects in the original. It was just the music before. That's already a difference. It is the original outside of them adding sound effects to it. Huh. I don't know why they added sound effects to it. I think it worked just fine without, because the music syncs up with that really well. Huh. I mean, if they want to, that's fine, but man, I kind of like it a bit more without the sound effects. I'm trying to hand it Sunset Heights, you did spear enemy territory and frontiers. I mean, it's gonna be a whole different ballpark, for one thing. Shadow Generations Sunset Heights is actually a good level. Anyway, next time, I think next week, Fight Tires to wants to forces. I wasn't gonna bring it up if you weren't gonna. It's okay. It's okay. Trust me, the sooner we forget about forces, the better. Oh my gosh. Okay, I want to double check. I think Thanksgiving is the week after next. I do want to actually take a break for Thanksgiving week. So I'm going to double check real quick. Thanksgiving is the week after next. So next week will be normal. We will be seeing 2 streams of Sonic Generations. The actual half I'm familiar with, because I played this game on PC growing up. By that I mean like junior high, which I guess it still counts, but like it feels different, you know. So I joined on the Generations bandwagon a bit late because I was kind of like the whole Sonic game, but you know, this was one of my favorite games. I'll have you know, on an old Windows 7, I think it was at the time, old Windows 7 laptop. Didn't run the best. Then put it on a Windows 8 that was also like a pre-built basic laptop. Still didn't run the best. Then I put it on this very laptop here, and I swear it still didn't run great. So I think the PC version just kind of worked in its own ways, because welcome to Sonic Team. But I still loved it. I got all the achievements and everything. Though it took me forever to get all of the online stuff for the achievement there because it was super unstable. And for some reason, I struggled with getting the damageless final boss one. I don't know why. But I got everything else. And let's just say I've proceeded to 100% the game in terms of like all the red ranks, all the challenge stages, all the S ranks, at least 3 times before. So, let's go for 4! And this time there's like added Chao stuff too. But yeah, that's next time. We're gonna back it up. And we gotta look at the menu. Oh! You can tell that how they do this is kind of like how Mario 3D World Bowser's Fury does it, where this and Shadow Generations are one thing, and then the Sonic Generations on its own is a whole separate program. So it has to quit out of this, then load Sonic. You know? Like when you play Mario 3D World, you select Mario 3D World, it does a little thing, and then it plays the game. Then you can back out, go to Bowser's Fury, and there's an initial, like, extra long load time. But the first time you load that section for some reason, because it has to load the entire world into RAM, I guess. But, like, it very clearly is, like, loading a separate, like, I don't know if executable is the right word for it. It loads the main game versus when it loads the new, like, secret game. Yeah, Gen's specs are kind of low, but, like, it also isn't a very optimized port, and I'm not really working with high-end stuff. We're talking, like, got these laptops at Best Buy for a couple $100, you know? Like, we're not talking gamer laptops, we're not talking about, like, anything, like, super impressive. We're just talking, like, basic laptops you can get at a Best Buy, you know? They're kind of mid. They're kind of mid at best. I don't even know the specs of this thing. I don't even know the specs of this thing. I know it can't handle streaming 1080. It can't record 1080 at least, not 1080 60. 1080 30 it can handle it okay. I can't really see it on here. Hang on, I have Task Manager open, so I always have to keep an eye on the CPU and memory and stuff when I stream. I can maybe get a basic idea of it here. So... I have 8 gigs of RAM. CPU's currently running at 33, 2.1. So I think maybe it's like a 6 gigahertz? I don't know how this all works. It's minimum spec GPU for this version. It's a low-end GPU in 2010. Again, people complain about being unoptimized, and realistically it is. And like bare minimum just means it functions and it won't crash constantly. And even then, it still struggles. I've had Sonic Generations OG crash oddly consistently in 2 places. One, when I clear a stage in online, there's like a 90% chance it'll crash. And for some reason, if I take too many attempts on the Seaside Hill Act 2 Rouge mission, like if I do like 5 or 6 attempts at that, trying to get the S rank, I guess without loading back to the main hub, the game crashes. Like, I guess it's some sort of weird overflow error or something with how much shit gets spawned. I don't know. The CPU... AMD Ryzen 5 2500U with Radeon Vega something. So, this is kind of... This laptop is like at least 7, maybe 8 years old. So, like, I'm not expecting anything super major from it. Let me expand the window a bit. Oh, there we go. Oh. AMD Ryzen 5 2500U with Radeon Vega Mobile Graphics. They abbreviate graphics because they want to look cool. I guess. So, like, it's old. It's not gonna run new shit very well. This thing struggled to load Sonic Origins when it first came out because Denuvo, plus the fact that it's a newer release with a 3D menu where you can look at all of the islands. So that should tell you something. This poor thing. There's a reason why I didn't get Frontiers or anything on PC, because with Denuvo and the fact that it's a new release, I don't trust it. I don't trust new 3D games on this thing. Even the old ones get a bit iffy. So yeah. Anyway, next week we start Sonic Generations proper. And I know for a fact Hang on. Well, if I press any button, will it start new game immediately, or will it actually let me go into options? Because I'm pretty sure it let you go into options normally before. Any button. Here we go. Why is there a continue option? I never loaded the game. Okay, options. Challenge tries. Yes. That's lives for challenges. So, like, does this mean it's like lives in general? It feels weird to say challenges because challenges are a whole separate thing. I don't think those had lives before either. How much of I think stays on because if I remember correctly, this version uses frontier style control like Shadow. But I consider it to be just like the original game, which is so cool they did that. Volume, brightness, because good enough PC version. I think it's just live, so I'm gonna leave that on. Yeah. Is this? Why is there a continue option? Why is there a continue? I never started the game. I never started the game. Why is there a continue option? That's not normally there when you first boot up Generation for the first time. There can't be save data on this thing. What the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. How? Is it technically? Oh, there's save data because you have the Sonic Jam and Sonic Adventure skins, and there's like when you enable those, it adds it modifies the save data or something. It's weird. It's not that horrible actually. It's really low end from that gen of Ryzen. Well, yeah, we got it from a fucking Best Buy. They had to keep it somewhat cheap somehow. Yeah, of course it's gonna be bad for gaming, but like, we're talking a laptop from like 7 years ago. You could buy at Best Buy for $200. Like, they have to keep that cost low somehow, and this thing works well enough for what I do. So I'll take it. I will eventually have to upgrade, no doubt, because again, this thing is like 8 years old, so you know, it's not gonna last too much longer, I bet. Especially with Windows 10 losing support next year, so it's fair enough. I should clarify, losing support unless you pay an extra fee for an extra year of security updates, because that makes sense. You're making them anyway, just put them on everything. Goddamn. It's a higher-end CPU from that gen. It actually would likely still be holding out pretty well. Maybe. But again, like, somewhat cheap laptop from Best Buy, so, like, you're not expecting much. This ain't really a gaming laptop, per se. I think we originally got this for school reasons, so... It just kind of works out that it could game reasonably okay, maybe. At best. Listen, again, it has to be cheap. Do you want the price at Best Buy to go up to $400? I don't think so. So I'm gonna screenshot this because I did not create save data for Generations. That only is created when you hit new game. So I don't know why it says continue. Part of me wants to investigate that now. But I already said I want to start Generations on a separate stream. Sonic Generations starts on its own next week for just the stream schedule. So we're going to leave this as a little open-ended mystery. Ooh. And I'll make sure to hit continue when I first load the game next week, and we'll see what it does. If it does stuff like skip the opening cutscene and stuff, like, I am gonna hit new game anyway. Because I know they changed a few things with the cutscenes. So, I want to see every little difference. You know? Like, I know there's a bit in the original Generations where Amy's trying to be all clinging again, and Sonic's kind of pushing her back. Like, that's been changed. Now she's, like, walking up to him with cupcakes or something, and he just doesn't seem to give a shit. Just little things like that. So like I want to see like how much stuff Ian Flynn did actually rewrite for this. I'm curious. So yeah, that'll be it. The mystery of the Phantom Continue button, I guess, will be dealt with next time. I wonder if it created save data either from like going in the options and enabling the skins, or if it did that when I booted into the game to see the cutscene at the start where it's like I don't know. We'll find out next time. See you guys next week for something more familiar. One last thing though. Wanna be honest? Do you think I could squeeze General? I'm thinking logically here, because I'm gonna stream both days next week. I think I'm gonna take off the entirety of Thanksgiving. For the week after next, I'm not gonna stream. At least four more streams total, because next week 2 streams, and then the 2 streams after that after the week after next. So like beginning of December. Because I think the movie Shadow thing comes out on the 12th. Do you think I can cram all of Sonic Generations with my previous knowledge of the game into a 4-stream period? Because I know Sonic Generations level design. I know where the red rings are. I've 100%ed the OG game 3 times at least. And Generations itself ain't that long. Most of the stages in Generations are actually shorter than plenty of Shadows ones. Like, Shadows range from, like, 3 to 5. Sonic Generations ranges from, like, 2 to 3 in most cases, except for Planet Wisp, for some reason. I'm not saying I could churn out the entire, like, main game in 1 stream or anything, but, like, maybe I could 100% it, and we could smoothly go into Shadow Generations when the DLC comes out. Oh, yeah. Run down the 80 memes, keep seeing. Don't worry about it. don't worry about that. That's not important. I don't really care so much about the Dexter specs or anything. As long as it gets the job done well enough, I'm fine with it. So, like, I'm not looking to build my own PC anytime soon, and it seems like that would just be a nightmare. So I'm not gonna look into particulars about the specific names and specific specs about anything yet, because I'm fine with pre-built for now. So like, as long as it works. I don't trust myself to build one of these things, you know? I don't trust myself. The 12th. So like, I mean, theoretically I could stream on Black Friday. I do want to take off for Thanksgiving at least because I'm gonna have family over, obviously. I'm not gonna stream while family's over for supper, no. We'll have to see. We'll see how I do next week. I know for a fact by the end of next week we will have beaten the main game. I might be able to churn it out in 1 stream to get the main campaign done, and then we can do the rest of it soon after, but yeah. May allow you a long-lasting lifetime more. I don't know. I'm not really looking into that kind of thing right now, you know? Besides, if I'm gonna look into, like, specific stuff like that, I feel like I should, like, actively search out, like, a full-on PC building community, if that makes any sense. A whole bunch of knowledge all laid out for me that will not fit in a YouTube chat. And I can reference whenever I want. No. Plus, it would save you time. Anyway, that's gonna be it. Next time, Sonic Generations. I am sorry that Shadow did end kind of anticlimactically. I was hoping we would get a Devil Doom hard mode, but I guess not. Oh well. Not much I can do about that. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time.